My name is Dominique Dixon. I'm an associate director in the threat and vulnerability management space, and I work for Humana, which is like a health company, so health insurance, Medicare and Medicaid. They have the pharmacies and some wellness programs. So for my role, I scan the cloud, so I essentially own the CSPM aspect, so that's the cloud security posture management, the container vulnerability space, so Kubernetes, stuff like that, that's in the cloud, and we work across all three major cloud providers, so Azure, GCP, and AWS, and then policy compliance from Qualys. So I manage our policy compliance piece, so our misconfigurations that's on-prem and also in the cloud. As far as our challenges, we have a big infrastructure, and so we're, like I said before, we're across the three major cloud providers. We have to deal with various different teams out there. There's a lot of shared responsibilities, and it gets pretty complex. There's a lot of compliance frameworks out there. There's a lot of regulations, especially inside the health industry. We have to be aligned with PCI and NIST, and then HIPAA, all those different frameworks. And so like the overall goal is a lot of people are doing the vulnerability management side. That's fine and that's dandy. We are doing the same thing, except there's also a lot of misconfigurations out there. If you understand a lot of the different breaches that have been coming or that have been identified, have been because of a misconfiguration. And so what we're trying to do is take what we're doing on the vulnerability management side, expanding that out to the configuration side as well, so we can limit the whole attack surface inside of our organization. I do like in Qualys, it breaks out all the different information pertaining to the findings. So it's going to tell you, here's a description, here's what we're actually looking for, here's the CIS benchmark ID that this actually maps back over to, here's where you're compliant, here's where you're not compliant. It easily explains what has been identified as a configuration drift. So that basically means it was compliant, we scanned again, and then it became non-compliant on a particular control. So it's easy to read, it's easy to find the exact path on where we are non-compliant on that particular asset, and it's certainly been helpful. We're trying to secure the cloud, and it's pretty fascinating. It's across the three major platform providers or cloud providers. You have to understand a lot of different things. I mean, Azure is slightly different than AWS, and then also GCP. So the work that I'm doing is essentially building a baseline, a standardization across all three platforms, and using a single tool to be able to do that. Just having that one unified platform and then all the different integration pieces that Qualys has to offer, that has been helpful. We have the cloud agent, and that cloud agent, it's as easy as we're already doing it on the vulnerability management side, and since we've been expanding out to policy compliance, all we have to do is just click a button and boom, it's on. It's going to automatically start scanning. We can see everything in the same dashboards. And with Qualys, especially if you're starting to use some of the other modules to tie everything together, it helps you start off with, here's what's most important, and so let's tackle this first. And if you wanted to expand, you can use the patching. You can just hit a button, and it can start patching for you. Or if it's a misconfiguration, you can start making changes there. It's even better how they're combining with a true risk on the vulnerability side, the policy compliance side, to really understand what should we prioritize, what's at risk. And building that scorecard or that score together is going to be helpful, and it's all in a single platform.